Today's Young and the Restless daily recap is for Wednesday, August the 28th, 2024, and Thursday, August the 29th, 2024. Not a lot really happens in the Young and the Restless land. We have Billy and Chelsea talking, and, you know, he still needs time, yet he's hanging out in the lobby at the tables at Crimson Lights, but he needs time, right? And Chelsea asked him, how's he doing? And he says, not good, but they sit down and they talk. And he's saying that, he knows that Adam took complete advantage of her and the situation. And Chelsea says, no, we both were at fault, Billy. I'm going to be honest with you. We were hurting because of the information, the news we got on Connor. We were drinking. Before we knew it, it had happened and was over, and we both are at fault. And he goes, I'm just saying that. She goes, no, you know what? I want to take my responsibility of it. She goes, because I see where you're going with this. You want me to have no real responsibility in it, and Adam take it all. She says that I'm gonna take responsibility. And then she's like, but where do we go from here? And he goes, I don't know, because I would, if I can't get over this, I want to make sure that you will. So she looks, she goes, wait, are you thinking that if we don't work out and you can't forgive me, that I'm going to end up back on that ledge, Billy? And he looked at her and he goes, well, I wouldn't. She goes, no, no, I'm not that person. She goes, you literally saved me that night. And you have been there for me. You've been my rock. She said, but Billy, I have done all of the hard work, okay, on myself. And I will never go back there. I would never ever do that to Connor again. I wouldn't, no. Mm-mm. So he goes, okay, that's good. You know, she says, so no, don't try to stay with me out of some kind of pity or guilt or sense of responsibility, And so she's just like, can you forgive me? And he goes, it's too soon, Chelsea. I don't know. Right. I just don't know. He says, but I know with the situation with Connor, things are very delicate. And how do you think Connor would react to us breaking up? And so Chelsea says, I don't know, because Connor tends to blame himself for everything that's going on wrong around him. He says, okay, so then we would have to be very careful with Connor so that he doesn't know, you know, whether we're together or not. He says, I believe it or not, Chelsea, I do put Connor first. I would never put this on him, or with his crucial steps in his recovery and discovery and his treatments. I wouldn't want this to be the. She goes, no, I couldn't bear it if I was the cause of my son having setbacks. So they were in agreement on that. Um, Adam, of course, tries to convince Sally he's a changed man. Now, mind you, I was lying to you 10 minutes ago till Billy showed up. Now I'm a changed man. I would, in my mind, I was protected. Bottom line. Sally wasn't buying it. Sally ends up leaving, right? He tries every trick in the book to get her to stay. But one question, and I'm covering 2 days worth of stuff, right? One question Sally asked Adam. She says, Adam, did any of this have to do, was any of you sleeping with Chelsea about love? And he goes, Sally, I love you. I mean, you the other. She goes, no, see, stop dodging the question. Stop stepping around the question. Answer it. And when she asked him that, and I thought, now to me, that's one question he could definitely explain. Bottom line, he and Chelsea are not in love with each other, period. That ship has sailed, but they love each other. It's funny. It's sometimes love, sometimes hate, right? But they love each other because of what they're going through with Connor. What they're going through with Connor right now has forced them to work together more than they ever have in years. It's forcing them to be there for each other, to keep one another on the right frame of mind, because Adam was a hot mess, and so was Chelsea, right? And then we had Billy in the mix. Every time they went to go see Connor, did something with Connor, Billy was going. I mean, they didn't have to really work together. Well, now with this, them going in this new place where he was at, they went there by themselves only. Billy and Chelsea never went to this last place Connor was at. And it forced them to get along and think of each other's feelings. And then that one day where they thought they had such a great family day, and then they get the call that Connor tried to cut himself right after, that did take the wind out of their sails. And that was a comfort sex, in my opinion. Not that, oh my goodness, having sex with other people when you're in relationships are okay. That's not what I'm saying. But we all are human. And those of us, we do have some exes in our history, because I know I do, that I'm not in love with them anymore. You know, just due to youth, due to different mistakes that you make, you're not together. But ultimately, if you were forced, or if I had children with them and I continue to see them, and I respect them, like, I mean, I'm thinking of one right now. That, you know, you kind of wish the stars were realign again, right? Because both of you being older, it would work this time. I could see that. I could see it. But just to hop in the bed with anybody, it just wouldn't happen. I mean, I don't see that. And without the situation of what Connor and what Adam and Chelsea went through, both of them have their own inabilities to handle their feelings as adults. I could see that happening. Now, see, Billy and Sally, they're going to sleep together. We know that. That's going to be revenge sex. That's going to be revenge sex. Plain and simple. It's going to be. But anyway, he told Sally yes. And that's, oh, now she's her. See, you asked all these questions that you don't really want to know the answer to, but he didn't explain it. Yes, he loves Chelsea, but he's not in love with Chelsea. But he's going to always love Chelsea when the chips are down. Unfortunately, that's like Nick Newman. Nick ain't in love with Phyllis. But when the true chips are down, I don't know, with Phyllis is half possibly, you know, if he don't have nothing better to do, he'll be around her, right? Don't have nothing better to do. He could even fall back in the bed with Phyllis, depending on what's going on with him. Now, Sharon, he will drop heaven and earth. The woman he's involved with, he will do everything to make sure Sharon is okay. Nick loves Sharon. Is he in love with Sharon? That's debatable. He could be, but not in love with her enough to want to spend his life with her. Right? So anyway, that was the Adam and Chelsea thing. Let's see what Chelsea's going to do on that. And Tracy, she did decide. I thought they were leaning on New York, but I guess with me fast forwarding some of their other boring conversation, they decided on Genoa City. And they talked to Jack and Diane about it, and Jack is so happy. And Martin's going to stay at the GCAC. He likes that place. Diane and Jack talk about Kyle. Kyle, whatever. I'm sick of Kyle and his bratish attitude. Um, Victor tells Kyle, have a seat. I want you to look for a replacement in nannies. And Kyle is like, wait, oh, why? I want you to do this for me and Nikki. And Kyle says, wait a minute. Are you asking me to fire Claire? And he goes, well, not just that drastic. Start looking for a replacement, or I can even find a replacement for you. Oh, no, no, no. It's like, good God, no. I'm not going to let Victor choose my nanny. No, right? And he goes, because Nikki wants her to work together with her again in the family business. And Kyle just looks at Victor. He goes, Harrison is very attached to Claire. And Claire Harrison. And with what they've gone through with Jordan, Claire's aunt, no, my son needs stability. He is just now getting back on track and happy. He says, I don't want to upset that. And Victor says, yeah, I mean, I can understand that, my boy, but a nanny isn't. And see, no, that ain't right, Victor. Nanny ain't a nanny. Right? Now, she went to business school. So she should work in line with what she went to school for. And Kyle says, but she's very happy working with Harrison. And I see the growth in him. So I'm sorry, Victor. I can't oblige you with that. Right? And Victor just looked at him like, oh, well, we're gonna see about that. See, and Kyle better stand his ground. Period. Because Victor's all about family. So what your wife want to work with her granddaughter? Your granddaughter's happy working with my son. And until they are ready to change that arrangement, I'm not throwing a monkey, get out of here, throwing a monkey wrench in it so that my son could revert back into himself. He's a little boy. Oh no, see, no. Mm-mm. And when Victor did, I said, see, that's what I can't stand about the young and the restless. Victor's gonna control every aspect of everybody's lives. Get out of here with that nonsense, right? So let's see, we have, oh my God, Sharon. Sharon's getting worse and worse. And I'm talking about if people can't, you got to stop this. Now she's talking to Nick and then blurting out, and he goes, well, I don't mean to be pushy. How would you think she was even talking to you? Stupid. She wasn't even looking at you. See, that is the biggest shit. Sit her down, Sharon. You need help. I'm sorry. You're getting out of control. Oh, because she was ready to rip Daniel's head off, right? Because we got Cameron in her ear. And I just like, okay. And people aren't really supposed to see it. They have face seeing it, but not seeing it. No, look at the whole thing. She's not even paying attention to a 2-minute conversation. She's looking elsewhere. Like, where you going? Get out my ear. Oh, please. I fast. I can't take it all. See, I can't take that. That's why I don't do. That's why I stopped doing the Young and the Restless recaps. But okay, you know what? So Lily and Devon meet. She tells him what Billy's up to, but and he goes, so are you ready to now come and work with me at the family business? And she goes, uh, you can't share power. She goes, you can't share power as much as Billy can't share power, Devon. And he just looked at her. She's right. Devon has to be the only one in charge. And that is true. She's like, no, 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 no. The fight's not over yet. Oh, I'm gonna fight Billy tooth and nail. Now Victor and Nikki got their little heads together. She's gonna win Lily over. She's gonna find out what happened between her and Billy. So Lily walked in. She was getting ready to go work out at the athletic club, and Nikki says, Victor says, oh, my wife wants to speak to you. I've got something to do. Come keep her company. So Lily sits down, and they bring up Nikki tactfully brings up Catherine, and things that Catherine would like. And she says, I ran across, Catherine used to write me these words of wisdom, like a little memoir, little notes. And I ran across something, Lily, that I think you would benefit from and appreciate right now. And Lily says, I would really like to see that. So Nikki says, you know what? Why don't later this afternoon you come over to the ranch and I'm going to show you some of them. And she said, I would like that. So see, this is how she's reeling in Lily. And I could see Lily working with Nikki. It should not be second chair. They should be co-CEOs. Because Lily's the one that's run that company for the last 4 years now, maybe. Nikki has not. So they need to be equals. They really, really do. So we'll see how that goes. We shall see, definitely. But that's it, everybody. I just there's nothing else. Billy tells Jack what happened. Oh, and Connor and Chelsea run into them at Crimson Lights. And Billy puts on a good face for Connor, and Connor hugs him, and oh, he wants to get together with him and Johnny. And Billy says, okay, that could be arranged. Johnny wants to see you too. And I'm thinking Johnny and Katie need to be going back to boarding school. This is the end of August. Boarding school should have started 2 weeks ago, right? I guess there are some places where school starts in September still, but out here in the Pacific Coast, it's August, mid-August. So anyway, that's it, everybody. That is it for The Young and the Restless. Let's see, do I have some comments real quick from Comment Corner? We have, can't recall you were trying to recall how the last scene with Sally and Adam ended. Oh yeah, where Chelsea said, did anything that happened between him and what happened between him and Chelsea have to do with love? And he finally said yes, as she pried that out of his hands, right? And LaShanta says, I have no sympathy for Sally. She cheated with brothers when she got pregnant. She treated them horrible. Adam lied with a straight face. Billy has no business coming to Adam's house. Billy is a serial cheater. Yeah, he was. But his ego is too big. He won't forgive Chelsea because he hates Adam. I believe Alan Martin. Oh, Alan Martin. Martin's his last name. Oh, okay, I guess so. Reflections of Sunlight says, when Billy got up from the bar, I knew where he was headed, straight for Adam's apartment. Adam was trying to hurry up and leave before Billy got there. Well, he should have known Billy would be talking to Chelsea, right? I should have stayed there, right? I mean, Billy would be talking to Sally. He was going to go talk to Chelsea. He lied to Sally so much until he literally couldn't lie anymore. I know. Billy fixed that. Adam reminds me of the Titanic. He was going to play the violin till the ship sank to the bottom of the ocean. I know. Because the very next day, Chelsea would have Sally would have went to Chelsea if Adam would have continued to lie, and Chelsea would not have lied, right? They can't say he isn't consistent. Sally told him, I thought I was a good liar, but you're next level. And Billy tap danced poor Chelsea's nerves so bad. He was about to wear them down to nothing. Oh, when he was trying to get the truth. She's already fragile. And then when she finally did confess to him about sleeping with Adam, he told her he was numb. I know. Um, and didn't know how he was feeling. She looked like she was shattered. I was like, really, Billy? Great recap. But yeah, Billy, I can handle it, Chelsea. Just tell me, Chelsea. I know, tell me. Right. And then Reflections of the Sunlight says, I don't blame Sharon for closing the curtains for privacy. They didn't want Lucy wait, they didn't want to hear Lucy do all that whining and apologizing. Nick looked irritated when he looked at Daniel after the doctor, said it was alcohol in Lucy's system. The Romalatis need to stay on their side, away from Nick and Sharon's kids. Happy late birthday, beautiful granddaughter. Oh, thank you so much. That is the comment corner. I'll be back. So I'll probably, if Friday's any good, I'll come back and do Friday's daily recap.